So I want to share something with you. I've got this Chevy 4.3 liter vortec engine in this S10 truck, and it's got a really bad erratic miss in it. It's been getting worse. It first started about 6 months ago, and let me say, before that I put a new distributor in it because the old original one was plastic and worn out. So I put a new distributor in it. But that's been in it for a solid 5,000 miles and it's ran fine. I put new plug wires on it then, a new distributor cap. It's been running good. Up until about 6 months ago, it started having a very mild miss. Like when I would take off driving first thing in the morning, it would miss slightly, just a little bumble for about 10 minutes. And then it would gradually clear up pretty quickly, and it would run good the rest of the day, completely clean the rest of the day. No issues at all, okay? And then and that went on for several weeks, and then about 3 months later, it got to getting even worse, and it got to be where I had to drive it about like 30 minutes before it would clean up, and the mist got progressively more intense. The miss was strange in the sense that it would never miss on an idle. It really would never miss wide open throttle. It ran strong and clean. But the miss was really at cruise, just right at cruise. And you tip off in it a little bit and it would kind of clean up. But as the miles went on, it got worse and worse. And it got to where that it would miss whether you were part throttle or just at a cruise. It mostly didn't miss when you're idling, sometimes would. It missed a little bit wide open throttle, but not much. And this was like 6 months later. So it's getting worse. When it rained, it got a lot worse. And I thought that had something to do with moisture in the cap, because I read about that. But I didn't see any moisture in the cap. Everything looked good, looked clean. I just didn't see a problem with that. But something told me it was timing, because when you step off in it, then that miss would kind of go away, and it'd run good and strong, really good and strong. So I thought it's got to be something in the timing. What is it? And rather than change a lot of parts, as I said, I had already changed most all that, spark plugs and all that, like 5,000 miles ago. So I just didn't want to be a parts changer. I wanted to be a guy who truly diagnosed it. So I thought about what it was doing, and I came to the conclusion I felt like it was a timing problem, and probably in the distributor. So, and I was a little bit hesitant because I bought an Amazon distributor, but those things look foolproof. Really, they're really simple. I finally, today, as I'm going to describe in this video, I pulled the distributor out and looked at it, and I watched a video that I'm going to link to this, where a guy talked about that when they get a lot of miles on them, and mine has like 250,000 miles, timing chain stretches, a little bit of wear on the distributor gear, things like that, make that timing get off further and further off. And because it's a set timing distributor, you can't turn it and compensate. So and then as you'll see in the video, I started noticing spark marks on the distributor cap. Didn't look right, and I'll point that out. So anyway, I tried what I'm going to show you here, and tried this experiment, and I just want you to know I'm on the back end of that, and it works. It works. I advanced the timing up a little bit. It works wonderfully. So anyway, I'm going to give you a brief description. If you have this problem and you have a lot of miles on it, give this a try. It definitely works. Peace out, y'all. Hot Rods Woodshed. Y'all have a good day now. So I've got this 4.3 liter that's been giving me problems, as I explained. So we're going to try a little experiment here. According to the video that I saw, basically what happens is you get wear in the engine, and this thing cannot advance because it's got a fixed, a position on it, as you know. Okay, so the computer does all the advancing and things. I've read the symptoms I've been having. I have read online where they talk about it being a bum cap and getting water or moisture up in here. which I don't know. It is weird because it does seem like moisture affects it, but there is nothing up in there. This looks good. The rotor looks good. The cap looks good. I don't see any reason. But I do see something, a telltale sign in here that I don't think looks quite right. And let me find a good example of it here. Here we go. I would think if these things, like if this thing is spinning and this is aligning up and touching and firing correctly, on all the distributor caps I've ever saw, it would make a mark pretty much right in the center of it, right? It would make a mark pretty much 90 degrees straight out, okay? But notice the spark mark here. It is on the back side here, of it, and every one is the same way. Every one of those is the same way. See, that's on the back side of it right there. And that tells me it's firing when it's in kind of the wrong location. It's either not there or it's too far past. And I'd say it's not there yet. So according to this, and then if I put this distributor up and think about how it turns, the rotor here is going this way. With this cap upside down, it would be a counterclockwise direction. And it goes, this way. So according to the internet, this thing needs to be advanced just slightly. And if I think about it like that, and then advancing, so if it's going like this, then advancing would be to turn the cap the opposite way like that. And that would make it hit those terminals quicker. So that would kind of explain why that's hitting so far. Like if I could advance it, it would bring the spark up here more to the side instead of over here. So what I've done is, we're going to try an experiment, see if this works. So I took the hole down, and then this video, the guy claims you need to grind just a little bit out of here to allow it then so that you can turn it and, dare I say, time it by ear. I would say advance it just enough to get that miss out of it. Just enough. So what I've done is I ground only the advanced side here and here. So if you're looking at this when it's laying in the truck and it's mounted like this, I'm going to be grinding the, dare I say, the 2 o'clock position and the 8 o'clock position. I leave the other ones alone so that if I have to, I can always turn the housing back and it will bump against that stop and that original stop to put the distributor in the original timing spot, because those were tight before I started grinding on it. So we're going to give it a try and see how this works. I don't know, it may be a total failure, but we're going to try. And I just ground a little bit so I can get a little bit of movement here. If I can get it over here, if I get it to lay here, so I can get a little bit of movement here, about like that, and that's all I need. So when it's like this, it's going to be in the original location, but then I can advance it like that far ahead. So we're going to give this a try, and I'm going to see how it turns out. All right, now I've got it reinstalled, and I pulled it back to the original spot. In other words, turned it clockwise till it tightened up against that collar to its original spot. It started up, it runs, it sounds normal. Now watch this when I rev it up, and watch it stumble. I didn't there. Okay, let's go inside and try this, because it did earlier. See if you hear it stumble. Runs pretty good there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, see there, it's stumbling. And that's how it would do. Very erratic. Now let's go dial the timing back on it some. Or I should say, advance it up. Let me make sure I didn't turn back all the way. Yeah, it's back all the way. Okay, so let me advance it a little bit. Kind of see about how much. It ain't gonna be much. Go about that much. See what happens to it. to me. So let's go give her a run and see what she does. I'm going to advance it up just a fuzz more. Let's go for a run. So let's start and see if we got a miss. And we'll listen for it. Oh, look at that. No, it would miss doing that. That runs clean. I'm a little concerned about the low oil pressure there. I have been for a while. But I got another engine in it, like if this one goes bad. But as you can see, I've got, well, you can't see, but let me find it. I've got 274,000 miles on this joker. I'm sure that's why the oil pressure is kind of low. But that did fix it. It runs smooth, no misses. I'm thoroughly happy with it. That was a good fix. Yep, that fixed it.